Wednesday. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And if you're on the East Coast of the US, I hope that you are safe and dry as we had a whopper of a storm come on through. Do me a favor and put hashtag Hello Lovely right down there in the comments below. It is a way for you to kind of wave over the internet to let me know that comments are working. It keeps me company here while I go live and share tips and tricks with you here on social media. So hashtag Hello Lovely, and for fun you can also let me know where you're tuning in from, because that will give me a bit of an idea how the weather has been for you. So I live in Rhode Island. It is the tiniest state in the US. It's all the way smack dab in between Boston and New York City, and we had that crazy storm come in. And so I'm definitely feeling it a little bit. We were very fortunate enough that we didn't have any issues personally with flooding. But a lot of schools in our state are now closed, and the place where I teach my morning Wednesday music class, my Music with Mary class, has actually been canceled because the road to the building is flooded and closed. So it's been a chaotic morning for sure. Oh, thank you so much. I love this green. I love green. I love teal. Anything kind of in that royal jewel toned color. So I appreciate that very much. That was very kind of you. Yeah, so the place that I teach at is completely flooded in the morning. And then luckily, the place that I teach at in the afternoon is going to be okay. So how is the weather for you, Christina? Because I know that it went through Virginia as well. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. Makes me smile so much. I'm taking my eye masks, and we're talking skincare today. Look at that under eye bag. Woof, woof. Oh, goodness me. So when it comes to skincare, it is one of my favorite things to focus on in January, because we're all trying, like, whether it's resolutions or goals or anything like that, whether it's drinking more water, exercising more, staying in touch with friends, journaling, meditating, who knows what. But like what I said earlier, one of people's very common things for the new year is focusing on your skincare. Because whether you wear makeup or not, we want to have our face look good and feel good about how we are. A lot of the things that we wear makeup to cover up and take care of can actually be solved with better skincare. So I personally love to take the month of January to focus on your skin. It's something that's often overlooked, and little daily tweaks can really make a massive difference. So what I just did on my face is I washed my skin prior to coming here, and then I used some rose water toner. So if you don't have toner, it's really important after you wash your face to use a toner, and I love this one here at minutewithmary.com. All skincare stuff is on sale. This is the Rose Water Toning Spritz, and it balances the pH of your skin. So after you wash it, you're washing away all the bad, but you're also washing away all the good. And the rose water is really going to help kind of calm that down. It's going to soothe your skin. It helps with clogged pores and breakouts. It's really going to help refresh it. Helps with hydration as well. So I really love making sure after I've cleaned it to do some rose water. Another great tip for you is that if you live in a dry environment or your skin is just naturally dry, in between the different steps of your skincare, do another spritz of the rose water. That's going to really rehydrate it as well. And I've noticed massive luck with that. So if you are a dry skinned person and maybe you use a serum and you feel like you need to use so much serum because it soaks in like right away, make sure that you have rose water on your face, and that's going to help it move around a lot easier. So Christina said all the rain and flooded the roads yesterday. A lot of schools closed. Are your kids in school or are they closed too? It was crazy. So half of the schools in our state, I feel like, are closed right now. I mean, there's flooding like we've never seen before. And this is the ocean state, so we flood a lot. All right. So after I did my rose water spritz, I did a little bit of my Uplift oil. This is liquid gold. This is great for hydration, anti-aging, fine lines, really keeping your skin nice and hydrated. It has squalene, which is a really hot skincare ingredient right now. You just use a couple of drops. I put them on the fingertips, and then I just press it and tap it into my skin. You can also use like a little roller, but just kind of pressing it all over that skin. And now what I'm doing is I'm using my eye masks. So these eye masks have a lot of great eye serum infused in it. It has caffeine. It's going to help brighten and tighten and also hydrate. So if you have crepey under eyes, if you have crow's feet like I do here, you're just going to want to have these eye masks here. I will tell you, when you first get the eye masks, there's a lot of serum inside of it. So when you take them off, You do want to gently scrape them along the sides. Let me show you this. Absolutely Liquid Gold, my favorite and worth every penny. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, it really is, Christina. So speaking of gold, as I said, these are my eye masks. This has been like one of my favorite treat yourself things. So if you feel like your under eye physical bags are rough, or your darkness, or you have like crepey dry skin, and you feel like your makeup just looks, crusty there, you're going to want to do hydration, and also that uplift oil will help as well. But these eye masks, you put them on for about 10-15 minutes. If you have your skincare routine, put them on while you're doing your hair. Put them on and go brush your teeth or have your cup of coffee. These are really going to help tighten up those physical bags. But like I said, when you first get it, there's a lot of extra serum inside, which is fantastic. You want that so that way they can do their job. You take your little applicator and you are going to gently just kind of scoop one of the little masks. These are biodegradable, so they will break down in water. They're not going to add a lot of craziness to your to the trash, which I like. I don't like adding a lot of like little plastic pieces into the environment because of all the little fishies and stuff. So this does break down. It is something that will break down over time, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can see what I'm doing is I gently scrape it along the side of the container, depositing excess serum back in it. If this is super covered in serum when you get it, it's going to be a slip and slide on your face. Same thing if your face is super wet still. So if you just put on the rose water and your face is damp and you apply these, they're just going to slide a little bit. So I recommend, especially in the beginning when there's a lot of excess serum, just to gently scrape it along the side so the serum can go back into the container. And then my other tip, because it comes with this little handy dandy spatula, is if you are finding that, once again, you've got a little too much excess liquid on your face, whether it was from rose water or whatever, is I hold it and then I use the spatula to make sure that there aren't any air bubbles to really help lock in the seal between the mask and my face. You can also do that just with your finger. Now you can wear these either way. So I have them with the shorter side in towards my eye, and I have the larger portion here to really help with my fine lines. This is how I usually wear it. However, if more of your issue is here, and if you have large pores right here, these also shrink the pores. So if you've got a lot of us have larger pores right here, you could wear it this way with the larger portion in that inner corner, and then the smaller area here. So it's going to still get those little crow's feet, but if that's not your main concern, if your main concern is this darkness and puffiness, if your under eye bags go a little further, and this is going to target all of those pores, I'm telling you, it is crazy. So it's going to hydrate, brighten, and tighten that skin, and you can wear it either way. For me, I wear it usually this way. I find that if I wear it this way, because I move around so much, you just have to make sure that it isn't on that lower lash line. But both ways are fantastic. And some of my friends even wear it on their 11Zs or their forehead lines. You can do it either way. So I just wanted to let you know, all skincare is on sale. So minutewithmary.com. So I'm sorry that the rain flooded all those roads for you, Christina, and anybody else, and I hope that the kids are in school for you today. I'm going to start off with some liquid collagen. This is not part of the sale, but I do have a way for you to save money. So if you are interested in my liquid collagen, let me know. When Blake was bringing the kids to school, he brings them on Wednesdays and Thursdays, as those are the days I'm usually teaching in the morning. As I said, not today because it's flooded, but on his way to bringing the kids to school, one of the main roads for him was also flooded. So I'm going to have to figure out which way he went. What's crazy is that being in the ocean state, we really have to be concerned with the tides as well, and knowing, when high tide's going to be. A lot of our rivers, they haven't even crested. They haven't even hit their high points yet. That's going to be happening more like tomorrow. So it's not like a one day of flooding. The reason why it was so extra, and why a lot of you may be feeling that the rain did a lot of extra flooding, was because we already had like 3 to 11 inches of snow. And the rain was so warm. It came up really from the south. So this crazy amount of warm rain just melted all of the snow that we had. It couldn't go down the storm drains if they weren't cleaned. Absolute chaos. It was bad for us, I'd say midnight to 3 a.m. was when it was really bad, storm-wise. Henceforth, why I need under eye bags, under eye masks today, because it was insane. All right. This liquid collagen, I'm going to talk about it for a moment, because if you have large pores, fine lines, dry skin, if you feel like your hands are looking a little aged, if your hair isn't growing the way you want it to, my collagen focuses on hair, skin, and nails. And it is one of my favorite things when people are talking about skincare concerns, because it covers so many things at once. Like, I love these under eye masks, but these aren't going to do anything for like my forehead lines, right? Or the brightness of my entire face, but the collagen will do that. So the collagen is just a daily liquid supplement. You want it to be liquid so it absorbs into your skin absorbs into your body a lot quicker. When you get a powdered collagen or a powdered product like that, it often loses its efficacy. So when you open the tub to scoop out powder, it's exposed to oxygen, and the oxygen actually breaks down the collagen. So you want to make sure, if you are taking a supplement like that, that it is a single serving pouch. So that way there's minimal exposure to oxygen. And also, if it's liquid, it absorbs into your body a heck of a lot quicker, making it to be a lot less waste. You know, it's funny, when I started to really research collagen, I'm going to just flip both around so that I match. When I started to research collagen, you know, I would see a bunch of tubs in the supermarket, and I was like, well, why wouldn't I just get one of those tubs? First off, powder doesn't absorb as quickly, so a lot of it just goes to waste. Second of all, you're opening that tub, it's just breaking it down, so once again, a lot goes to waste. Third of all, you have to worry about the type of collagen depending upon your needs. So bovine collagen, cows, pigs are sourced from it. That's great for your muscles and your joints. Marine-based collagen, believe it or not, is the closest to mimic for the collagen for our skin. You know, for the skin on your hands, stretch marks, discoloration with like even spider veins. It's the best that mimics the collagen that we would have that would build strong nails, also for healthy, longer hair. So it's funny to think that marine-based collagen is what mimics it closely, but that's what they found out through science over time. So if those are things that you want to work on, you know, your physical skin, the elasticity all over your body. I actually have a lot of men who've been purchasing collagen for their hair growth, and they're seeing crazy results as well. I am going to try to get Blake to take collagen on a daily basis. He is not great with daily habits, but you know, he's 40 this year, and he's definitely, like, I love him so incredibly much, and I think he's absolutely handsome, but he is starting to lose some hair. He is starting to have kind of that sunken darkness under his eyes, and for friends who have those issues, the collagen is making crazy difference for them. And that's why I love to talk about it, because it's not something just for people who wear makeup. It's not something that we traditionally think of just like females wanting to use. Like, everyone wants to, you know, look and feel their best. And for some people, you know, having hair loss and thinning is something that makes them very self-conscious. Having kind of that darkness and losing the elasticity in our skin, which happens over time. Like, after you're 25, your body just stops making as much collagen naturally. And that's why we get kind of like shriveled, you know, skin on our hands. That's why our nails become more brittle. It's why our hair isn't as luscious and full, and it loses some of its hydration. So liquid collagen, particularly marine-based, high-quality marine-based liquid collagen, makes a big difference. And if you wanted to try it out, at minutewithmary.com, I have a couple different ways to save. So you can subscribe, and if you do not love it, it's a money-back guarantee with all my products, makeup, skincare, but also including the collagen, because I do appreciate that a daily collagen supplement can become an expense for people that it may be a little nerve-wracking to say, okay, I want to try this, and what if I don't like it? So within 2 weeks of receiving any product from my site, if you don't like it, if you don't love it, I give you all of your money back. And I don't care if you've had, 14 days worth of the liquid collagens. I want to make sure you love it. Nothing bad happens to me. I don't lose my commissions. I don't get hurt with the company. It's all about really giving you the best customer service. And on the flip side, if you try it for 3 months, which to be honest, I think is the appropriate time that you need to see results when it comes to collagen results. You do need at least that 30 days, and then you're going to see even better results 60 days, and then even 90 days, you're really going to see some awesome results. Within 90 days of receiving it, if you have not loved the results, I give you full product credit back. once again, you would have already ingested all of those months worth of collagen. But if you didn't love the results, if they weren't seeing it the way that you wanted to, I'm going to give you product credit. So maybe you could try other skincare items or makeup items. But that's how much I believe in this. And I want you to try it and to feel fabulous, because honestly, within that 30, 60, 90 days, you're going to see a difference if you're taking it every single day. It does need to be a daily thing. And if you're someone who doesn't do well with new routines, like my husband, because they're in little sachets, you can keep a few in your car. You could keep some in your purse. You could keep a couple at your desk. So that way it's always in front of your face every single day. I recommend, putting it like next to your toothbrush, so you take it before you brush your teeth, or put it in the fridge. So as you're getting your orange juice or your creamer for your coffee, you remember to take it beforehand. But if you forget a day, you just double up the next day. So that makes a big difference. And Christina says, I take bovine for my stupid knee and marine for my hair and face. Hashtag all the collagen, right? You do not discriminate, Christina. You're going to be taking all of it. I should probably start taking the bovine one to see if it helps. I wonder if it would help my Achilles. The Achilles stinks. All the things about the Achilles heel being such a weakness with the Greek myth and everything. It's true. So I tore my Achilles. I don't even know how long ago. I had the panorama February 2022, right? 2022. And it wrecked my body. I am here to tell you that things are on the up and up. I'm so excited for 2024. All of the reports that say people who suffer from long COVID, that they have issues for 18 to 24 months, 100% true for me. At the 18-month mark, a lot of my symptoms started to diminish. And over those subsequent months, I've been seeing less and less issues with my heart, with just various issues that I've been having with inflammation. I still have some problems. I have this weird thing with my elbow now, and I still have occasional facial pain, but it is nothing compared to the severe fatigue and the heart issues and all the other crazy things that were happening to me for the better part of the past 2 years. So my 2-year anniversary is coming up next month, and I'm really excited that I'd say 95% of my symptoms have gone away. But in the process of trying to get better, in September of 2022, I started walking a lot more to try to get my body back to being healthy, and somehow I tore my Achilles tendon from walking. I think I might have injured it earlier, in 2021. I did fall down the stairs. I'll tell you a sad little story. Sad meaning funny. It was Easter 2021. It was the first holiday that I hung out with my family after the world shut down. I was so excited to see my family. I was planning on going to a wedding in May, and my mom and my dad were downstairs, and I imbibed in a bit of wine. Okay, I did. It was a holiday. It's fine. But I wanted to show my mom the different dress options that I was thinking about for said wedding that spring. So I come down my stairs holding stacks of dresses, walking down the stairs, not as cognizant as I should have been of the situation, because I had had a couple glasses of wine when I hadn't really in a long time. And I fell down the stairs, and I severely injured my knee to a point that I went to the clinic and I ended up getting a brace. But part of me wonders if that injury from Easter was a slight tear also in my Achilles, but I was in a boot, I was in a knee immobilizer for a long time, and I never felt much pain in my Achilles because I was focusing on my knee. But I wonder if I actually did something to it then, because it was the same leg, and usually people don't tear their Achilles from walking. It's usually skiing or basketball or, fighting a Greek myth monster, not Mary Larson just walking around. But nonetheless, in September of 2022, I noticed I had serious pain. I have this bump of scar tissue all over my Achilles. It felt like a marble on the bottom of my foot, and I got it checked out, and I did a lot of physical therapy. And we just thought it was Achilles tendonitis. So we just kept trying to strengthen it, which just kept tearing it more. And then eventually with an MRI, we found out that it's torn. And by doing all that PT and all that extra walking and thinking we were strengthening it, we were actually ruining it more. And when an Achilles tendon rips fully, you can't walk. Mine was just ripped a little bit in the middle, but it doesn't grow back easily. A lot of your muscles and tendons and things, they know what they're doing. Christina just had, was it ACL surgery on your knee, Christina? I think that, I don't know if that's it. I'm so bad with exactly what it is, but you had knee surgery. So like your body figured it out after the surgery. Thank goodness gracious. But some things in your body can't do it by themselves. And I guess when Achilles tendons get back together, they grow like spaghetti. Like they don't grow like this. They don't just say like, okay guys, this is the way. They're just like, oh, spaghetti blob. And hopefully some of the spaghetti blob links together, but that's why there's like a giant scar tissue, because just the tendons keep like trying to find each other. And you just have to give it loads of time or have surgery. So that's where I've been, and I stopped physical therapy, and I'm just giving it loads of time and loving it on. I'm loving on it, but I don't even know how I got to this topic. Oh, because I'm wondering if bovine collagen might also help me. Jennifer says, I've had it twice that I know of, and it was night and day both times. I feel for you, Mary. Oh my God, yes, ACL. No long C for you this time, says Christina. My smell taste returned quickly. Yes, I'm so happy, Christina. You, when you said that, like, the taste went again, made me feel so badly for you. All right, so I've got these eye masks that I've been rocking and rolling, and they've really, as I said, you want to leave it on for like 10 to 15 minutes, and it's going to help dramatically reduce the puffiness under your eyes. It's going to brighten if you have darkness. It's going to hydrate. So if you have crepey, dry under eye skin, this is going to be fantastic for you. I wear these every day that I wear makeup. Sometimes I wear them on days when I'm not even wearing makeup. But for me, if I am taking that extra step of the makeup, I just want to give it the best canvas to work with. And I find that these really do that for me. So you do want to leave them on though for that 10 to 15 minutes, because just slapping them on and taking them off too quickly doesn't allow the serum to really penetrate. Because what the mask is doing is it's putting that serum on, but then it's like putting a seal so that air in your face and everything can't rip away at it. So I've even left these on longer than 10 to 15 minutes. I've left them so long that they just like become a little dry, and I just let that serum soak in as long as possible. But I am going to take them off now. All right. Oh, you've had it twice. Are you talking about the long panorama? All right, so I can tell that most of the serum already soaked in, as I don't have a lot to pat in, but this is a great tip, is just to kind of press it in if there is anything extra. And then I am going to go in with some eye cream. This eye cream is bananas good. You do not have to do both the eye masks and the eye cream, but personally, I do it, particularly this time of year. I just feel like any extra hydration is great. And if your under eyes are an area of concern of yours, you know, both of these products are flippin' fantastic. If I had to pick one or the other, which of course both are on sale, if I had to pick one or the other, I would say the eye cream, if that's something that you can get into a habit with. Maybe that's what I would say, is like do what you can get into a habit with. Do you have a skincare routine that you can add eye cream to? Great. Do you put on makeup, and maybe you could put this at your makeup table? Great. One of the things that I like to do is when I put these on, I do my eye makeup, like my eyeshadow or eyeliner, and then that allows the time for it to really kind of sink in. Excuse me for one quick second. I got, oh good. The place where I teach at is not flooded. Oh, goodness gracious. My friend just texted me that it dodged the bullet. The street to it is chaotic and a river, but the building itself where I teach music lessons is okay. All right, so we talked about eye masks, we talked about eye cream, we talked about the Uplift Serum, which is liquid gold. Absolutely love it. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to lock it all in with a moisturizer. I will say my moisturizer is not part of the sale, but I can get it to you on a subscription price that's cheaper. Some of my moisturizers are actually personalized for your needs. So that's why I want to make sure that we can take the time to find out what your skin needs, you know, your age, the kind of the elements that you're around. It all really changes how you you know, what moisturizer is best. But the cool thing with moisturizer is it not only moisturizes and adds hydration to your skin, but it also is going to act like a shield. It's going to seal it in. You always apply your skincare products from the least viscosity. That's a fun little vocabulary word today, viscosity. The feeling of it, the thinnest to the thickest, as the thicker products like moisturizer are going to take longer to sink in, and they really kind of create that barrier. Now, if you do put on skincare and makeup, give your skincare time to sink in. If you wear serums and moisturizer, give your serums a little time to sink in. You're going to hear me say this all the time when it comes to like primer and foundation, that you want to give it time to set and to do its thing. And I know that can be super hard, particularly if you've got like a crazy busy morning routine. I've got a couple little workarounds for some things. So like, for example, if you put your makeup on quickly and you need primer and your foundation, you need to like hurry up and do one after another, you can either put your primer on and then do your eyeshadows to give that primer a couple minutes to settle, and then you can do the rest of your face. I also like my Prime and Set powder. This sets right away. So if you do use the Prime and Set powder, you can go to town and put everything in right away. But if you think about it, say you do invest in a good serum, and serums are an investment, okay? I'm not gonna lie. It's not going to McDonald's when you get a serum. When you get a serum, it's because it's really concentrated ingredients that you want them to do what they're gonna do, whether it's brightening or anti-aging or hydrating. And if you put it on and then immediately mix it up with a moisturizer or a different serum, you've now kind of diluted it a little bit and you've mixed it in, and it might get the ingredients might get too mixed with some other items before they have a chance to sink in. So I always recommend, put it on and give it a moment. Brush your teeth, do a little bit of your hair, go make your bed. Give it just a moment before you do the next step. I might do this and then I'll do my eye cream, for example, to give it a little bit of time to sink in. So it's funny, like when you really think about how you want your skin to look or how you want your makeup to look, so much about it is the application of how you do it. Like if you're letting the products do what they're supposed to do, are you giving them the time to do it? And are you putting them on in the right order? So I always like to give that caveat, because I also know that people don't have 20 million hours to get ready in the morning. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you can think about, okay, I need to get ready and do my skincare, but I also need to brush my teeth, I need to do my hair, I need to get dressed, I need to make my bed or like have a cup of coffee. Think about how you could kind of interdisperse those things so that way you allow your skin and, the investment that you're making in your face, really the best that it can be. All right, there's my little soapbox of like, take time for your skincare. And that allowed time for my moisturizer to go in. That being said, let's go to town and let's do some makeup very quickly. I am going to go in with my mattifying primer. This is fantastic. I don't like it that it's called mattifying, as I really just find it to be like a filling primer. It really fills in fine lines and pores. So I take that primer and I first press it wherever I have texture in my face. So I have larger pores right here, like I was talking about. I have a lot of texture on my upper lip. I've got some fine lines there. My chin has some large pores. And then of course I've got some forehead lines. It is getting darker. I might have to like bump up my light. Can you see me okay, or is it like dark on your end? Let me know, because whatever little sun we had just went away behind some clouds. So if I do need to bump up the brightness, let me know. So I'm just pressing in that primer. And I did, of course, give my face some time to let that skincare settle in, but I do now want to give a little time for that primer. You're going to think of primer as pothole filler. It needs to fill in those pores and the fine lines and settle a moment before I mix it in with some foundation. So this is when I like to go in and do my concealer or some eyeshadow. Let me know about if it's too dark. All right, I'm gonna go into my Skin Solution Concealer. Less is more, but you can see I just have darkness right there. And of course, it's not an area that I have my eye mask. So it's an area that I'm gonna put this full coverage concealer, which also has skincare built inside of it. It's got caffeine, it's got a lot of anti-aging skincare ingredients inside of it. So it's gonna be doing double duty. I'm going to wet my fingers with some setting spray. You can think of this like hairspray for your makeup, but if you have textured skin, if you have texture around your under eyes, not too dark for you, thank you so much. If you have textured under eyes, using a little bit of setting spray is going to help make sure that your concealer doesn't, it kind of thins it out, but it also locks it in place a little bit. So it's going to help make it not move around and settle or anything like that. So I'm just really focusing right where that darkest spot is. When you're working with concealer or like a thicker fuller coverage product, particularly if your skin is a bit more mature. You know, if you're 35 plus and you're starting to see some fine lines and you're losing that collagen like we were talking about, less is more. And if you have areas you want to cover, age spots, acne, scarring, dark under eye circles, you really want to use a product that works very well, that's full coverage, but just do a little bit at a time. And then, you know, you can focus on those areas of discoloration without having to do full coverage everywhere. Some people like the full coverage everywhere look, but sometimes it can also look a little heavy. So my idea is to really invest in my skincare, make my skin the best that it can be, and then I can kind of spot treatment the areas that I need a little extra coverage, but everywhere else I can do more lighter coverage. So thank you for telling me it's not too dark. So I'm going to do just a smidge more right there. And part of it is the physical under eye bag. So there's darkness, but then there's also the physical bag, and we're going to be able to tackle both. And this is what happens when you have a nighttime storm and you don't get any sleep. So you have to, you know, do what you can. Do what you can sometimes. There we go. So I don't put a lot of concealer here. What is part of the trend right now is doing a little bit here and then a little bit here for a lift. This is where I have a lot of my crow's feet. That's where a lot of my texture is. And when you have thick layers of makeup with texture, it can sometimes be accentuating the area that you don't want it to. So for me, I don't really worry about the lift there. I do lift in different ways, but if you don't have significant texture there with you know, wrinkles and fine lines, then you can definitely put it there and add a bit of a lift. For me, I like to bring a little bit on my eyelids though, because it is darkness there, whether it's freckles or fine lines. And then I just go and I pat it so it sets. Just patting it with my clean brush. You can also do this with your fingers or a blending bud, and just helps it set. There we go. Awesome sauce. And as I said, for me, I like to do more of a lighter medium coverage foundation. It does allow some of my freckles and natural coloring to shine through. If I did have a breakout, or if I had an age spot that I wasn't super confident about, I would go in and touch that up with some concealer here too. All right, gonna take in my BB cream. Today I'm using the shade Light, which I like the BB cream because it's very blendable to your skin. You can pretty much wear like 2 or 3 different shades because it's on that lighter kind of coverage. And I can either do light or I could do fairly light right now. My neck is a bit lighter than my face, just naturally, but because I'm wearing a high-necked shirt, I'm gonna be wearing my darker shade today, just because I can. Add a little bit of faux color. I think I might do some self-tanner sometime this week, however, because I am starting to look like a member of the Cullen vampire family. All right, so I'm just taking this kabuki brush and pressing and tapping for my blending. I'm not swirling. Sometimes people swirl, and that actually will make like little lines in your makeup and in your face, and you want to think about it more about kind of patting and moving the makeup around. I always start off with a little less, and then you can always add more where you need to. You want to add it where you need the most coverage. A lot of people, that's the center area of the face, and then you can blend out from there. So if you do it where you need the most coverage first and then you blend, you might find that you need to use a lot less makeup, which is pretty cool. All right, it is starting to get dark. Let me bump it up, hold on. All right, but now, let's see. Now I look, that's a little too warm. All right, we'll go with this one. Let me know if this is too bright for you. Blake has this beautiful lighting set up for me, as my office isn't the most ideal room for having natural light. It's got this one little window that is north facing. I want to say it's like northwest facing, so I really don't get the best sun in here all the time, particularly on days like today when it is cloudy and crabby outside. So we had to bring in some extra lighting, but depending upon how the sun is. We gotta try things differently. All right, so I just did extra blending. I actually didn't even add any extra product, but you can see I've got still my freckles coming through. I've got some of my natural flush. This is just that BB cream that has SPF inside. It also has a lot of anti-aging ingredients, so it's gonna help plump my skin. It's just gonna add almost like a filter finish to my face. It is also sweat proof and waterproof, and when I'm teaching, I sweat. I am like dancing and moving, and I'm on the ground and I'm shaking eggs and I'm doing all the things with the kids. So even though my morning class got canceled due to the rain, I still do have my afternoon class, and I want to make sure that it's long lasting and that it can do what it needs to do. All right, let's get in with a bit of warmth to the face now. And I'm going to go in with my stick, my all-in-one color stick. These are fantastic. If you haven't ever used one, they are a creamy product that are your cream blush or contour or your highlight. They can be used on your lips. They can be used on your eyes. You love the slight dewy finish. Exactly. It's not crazy dewy. My previous version of BB cream was incredibly dewy that I felt like for some people might make them feel like they look sweaty or a little, you know, yeah, like too dewy. Like it wasn't for everybody. And this one I have found to be just a really youthful, like slightly dewy, almost just more like it's a hydrated kind of finish. So what I'm going to do now, I feel like I have a piece of hair somewhere on my face, but I can't find it. I'm like, I used a headband for a reason. I'm going to take, this is the shade Chocolate Souffle. This is the darker of my two bronzing contour shades. To me, it has a bit more of a cooler undertone. But you need to use it sparingly if you are fair, if you're fair skinned like myself. So my other shade is called Barely Bronzed, but I'm having a problem finding it right now. Otherwise, oh, is this it? Let's see. Let's see. Nope, those are not it. I need to do a clean. Are you it? Did you fall on the ground? There it is. Let me show you the difference of these two. So this is Barely Bronzed. So this is a great shade for friends who have fair tones, or if you're looking for like just a really natural bronze kind of look to your skin. And then this is Chocolate Souffle. So these are like what we're using mostly as our contouring and bronzing. You can see Chocolate Souffle is much more dark and pigmented than the Barely Bronzed. It does have a bit more of a cooler undertone, which I personally like when it's this time of year, but you do need to use it sparingly. The other shade that I recommend for bronzing and contouring is actually one of my blusher shades called Cinnamon Latte, as it has, it's like a reddish but kind of brick red undertone to it. And so if you just use it sparingly, it's a really nice shade to give you that blush but also some angle to your face. Let's wipe this off so I don't look around like this. Which of these would you like? So this is Barely Bronzed, Chocolate Souffle, and Cinnamon Latte. And you can see with the Cinnamon Latte how fantastic it is for either that blush bronzer, also as a lip color. But with either of these two, you can also use them as an eyeshadow. And they have 10-hour wear, which is crazy. And they also give that kind of dewy finish. So if the rest of your face is matte, maybe you do more of a matte foundation, this will add a nice youthful dewy finish to your makeup. All right, let's blend this little puppy out, shall we? I'll use this one. I'll use this brush. I swear there's like a hair. Oh, did I find it? I feel like it's right in my periphery. It must be one of my silver hairs because I can't find it in the mirror, and the silver hairs sometimes are a little translucent when I'm looking at a bright light. All right, so I'm using that Chocolate Souffle, and I'm doing it more for dimension than I am for warmth. If I'm trying to do warmth, if I'm trying to do more bronze, I will choose that Barely Bronzed shade. So, but this Chocolate Souffle, I'm using it very, very sparingly. And I'm doing it more to add angles into my face. So you can use a blending bud, you could use your fingers. These actually have these really handy dandy sponges. So here's the product, but on the other side is a sponge, so you could actually blend it out with a sponge applicator on it. I use those sponges only if I'm on the go, you know, if I'm touching up and I'm in the car or something. If I'm here in my office and I can use my brush or my fingers, I prefer to do that. I actually really love to use my fingers for these products, as I feel like the heat of my fingers blends it in beautifully. All right, and whenever you're doing kind of that contouring, bronzing, you're always kind of pushing it up. And one of the things I'm seeing a lot of people do right now is they'll do, like if this is my actual hollow of my cheek is more here, you actually want to go a little bit above it. And then sometimes people are actually drawing like a second line here to really add that lift. So you can see what it did is it just added dimension. We're trying to make my cheeks look a little lifted, maybe slim down my face a little bit. Kind of minimizes the size of my forehead just a smidge. And it just, as I said, it's adding dimension. It's adding some dimension back to the face. I do like to slim my nose just a little bit down as my nose is a little round. Your nose and your ears, did you know this, always grow. Like for your whole life, they keep growing. So if you're looking at yourself and you're like, wow, my nose looks bigger than what it was when I was younger, it's because it is. So fun little fact for you there. Noses and ears keep growing. It's kind of crazy. It's two things that I'm like, I don't necessarily need them to grow. I would like, I don't know what I would want to grow actually on me for my entire life. I think there'd be very few things, if anything. Like I wouldn't want to get any taller. I'm already a giant. I'm going to get rid of some double chin right here, add in that shadow. So I wouldn't want to grow any taller. I wouldn't want my bubbies to be any bigger. They're big enough as it is. I wouldn't want my smile to be much bigger. Then it would be creepy. Yeah, there's nothing I think I would want growing. My hair. I'm glad that my hair grows. I'm glad my nails grow, even though I get trims on all of them. Is there anything you would want? But yeah, nose and ears. Fun little facts. All right. There we go. So that once again was the shade Chocolate Souffle of my all-in-one color stick. I'm going to go in with a smidge of blusher. I think I'm going to do Fresh Orchid. So of my blush shades, I have Fresh Orchid, which to me is a very nice bold pink, which I'll wear today. We also have that Cinnamon Latte one that I had earlier that for me kind of doubles as a bronze and as a blush. You could see compared to Fresh Orchid how much more brown toned it is. And then there's also Peony Pink. This is very light. I actually do a couple layers of it, but to me it's my natural flush if I were to go outside in the cold weather. And then the lightest one is called Barely Blushing, which almost comes off more like a pink highlight. So if you don't like to add blush per se, this would be Barely Blushing. Very, very light. So those are the blushies that I have, and I absolutely love them. And today we're going to go for that one right here, Fresh Orchid. I'm going to show you, it looks very pigmented here, but I'm going to show you how little I apply and then how I blend it out. If I was doing Peony Pink, I would do a lot and blend it out, but because I'm doing Fresh Orchid, a little goes a long way. So you gotta just know that. You don't want to draw on your face like it's a crayon when you have one of these bold colors. Some people actually like to take their blush brush and dip it on the top of the all-in-one color stick and then blend it to their skin so that they avoid having a really, really pigmented line. I like to, as I said earlier, I like to use the warmth of my finger, so I might just kind of do that and see how very, very little I'm using. That's how much you want to do at first, but a little heavy-handed on the other side. So you can see if I just went in and drew, it'd be a lot of product. And then I'm going to blend in. So yeah, let me know. Are you someone who likes a lot of blush? Do you like a lot of color on your cheeks? Are you more of a minimalist when it comes to, some people either like blush or they like bronzer. I like both, but if I had to choose one over the other, personally, I'm more of a blush person. Give me that like Disney princess flushed look to my face. Probably because I naturally get very pinky red anyway. If I do any kind of like physical activity, I get super flushed. When I used to do sports, volleyball and field hockey, my whole face would look like a tomato. It's just my coloring and how everything works. I'm going to do just a little bit right here to bring some continuity and to kind of keep that winter kissed chill look in the air. Pinks make me feel younger. Yes! That's actually like a really big trend right now. If you are trying to, defy age, is to add a bit more pink into your makeup routine. I think it's perfect for Valentine's Day. Fun thing, if you do want to try a new lip product, a new makeup look for Valentine's Day, you'll want to order it here in January. minutewithmary.com. I would love to help you come up with some ideas for Valentine's Day looks. This would be a great one. That Fresh Orchid, as I said, you can use it on your lips, you can use it on your eyes, adding in that pink. But yeah, if you do more blush, like pink blushes, pink lips, even pink eyeshadows, it helps give the illusion that we look younger, which is really cool. Really, really cool. All right, just checking the time. Doing okay so far. Doing all right. Thanks for hanging out with me. As I said, I was supposed to be teaching now, so I'm like, this is extra. This is extra fun. Then the last things that are in the all-in-one color sticks are my highlighters. So we talked about the bronzing contour shades. Then we have the blush shades, and then I have highlighter shades. And one of them, I swear, I must have dropped 2 of them because I can't find one right now. But this one right here is called Flurry Frost. And it is a kind of whitish sheen. You can see it right there. Once again, you could draw right on, or you could use a brush or your finger. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to put it right here, right kind of in the high point of my cheek. You could put this on top of bare skin. You can put this on top of any other makeup that you have, and it really gives that youthful dewiness and the look of hydration. When I started to put kind of like a cream-based highlighter on my skin, I started to get complimented so much on how healthy and young my skin looked. And the only change that I had done was that I was using kind of one of these cream-based highlighters. You can also put a little bit right underneath your eyebrow, and that's going to give the appearance of a lift in your arch of your eye. So if you have kind of a droopiness to your eye, you can put it right there. You can also apply this right here in the corner of your eye, and that's going to help brighten. So if you've got darkness in that inner corner like I do, and it won't be it's not like glittery. Sometimes eyeshadows in the corner can really look very glittery. This is very natural and yet youthful. So I put it on that Cupid's bow of my lip, underneath the arch of my eyebrow, right here on the high points of my cheeks, and in that inner corner. All right, my friends. Well, we are almost done, but I've just been hanging out. So thank you for chilling out with me as I had some unexpected extra time today, which was delightful and also sad because I really wanted to teach the little ones. The music that I'm working on right now is super sweet. It is winter and love themed, so it's been fun. I wanted to show you this. If you're someone who you're cleaning out your makeup drawer, a lot of your stuff is expired because makeup does expire. You can actually tell there's often a date on the bottom of your makeup to tell you from the day that you started to use it when you need to toss it. This is my all-in-one pocket palette, and it has blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, and a lip product, and this is my favorite pink toned one. So we were just talking about how pinks make you look youthful. This is called the Berry Bouquet. So here's the highlighter, which can also be used as an eyeshadow. Here is a matte, which can be used as kind of like a bronzer eyeshadow. Here is a bit of a luminescent pink, which is a great blush and also eyeshadow. And then here is a berry toned lip product. So it's a very gentle kind of gloss. For funsies, I'll just put these on so you can kind of see. So here's the gloss, and you just kind of put it on either with your finger, or I actually have this total package brush. So just like how that pocket palette was a 4-in-1, it comes with a mirror. This brush is kind of like the Russian stacking dolls of the brushes. So you can use the silicone applicator for your lip product, this little eyeliner for the matte shade, an eyeshadow brush for either your eyeshadows or your highlighter, and then this bigger brush for that blush and bronzer. All right. But yeah, I love these products. So I'm just gonna dust a little bit on while I've got these, even though I already put on some makeup, just so you can kind of see. Add that little pink, add that little, as I said, Disney princess cheery cheeks. But this is that luminescent kind of pink shade. I also think it's lovely as an eyeshadow. So we'll just go to town and apply that there. You can use your finger, you can use this brush, you can use any of your eyeshadow brushes. But I love that this is really, this is another great thing if you're traveling or if you like to keep a little makeup in the car to zhuzh up. You know, you have an unexpected lunch date, or maybe, you know, you're going out after work, or you're going to meet up with some friends for coffee, or maybe you suddenly have a parent-teacher conference that you weren't planning on. You don't want to look like a zombie. This is fantastic for that. So I just added that light shimmer pink shade to my cheeks. I do really love this matte shade as another kind of eyeshadow option, even as an eyeliner. So I'm just going to take that eyeliner brush. As I said, there's a little mirror right there, so you can just kind of go to town. And we're really going to enhance our eyes with those pink kind of youthful colors. Oh no, I just put it in the highlighter. That's not what I wanted. Silly Mary. Silly Mary. Not what I was looking for. All right, I'm going to use that other mirror right there so that I don't dip it into the highlighter like a goober. All right, then I will go in with that highlight shade and I'll fix my little whoopsie, because I dug into it with my eyeliner brush, and I'll go right in that center. Butterbeer's barking away. I'm gonna have to check on her. All right, there we go. I would take some highlighter, but I already have so much highlighter on from the Flurry Frost right there. And the last thing I need to do is my brows and my lips. So we're gonna brush on through. Can you hear Butterbeer? I never know what the microphone can pick up. Can you hear barking away? I have to see where Blake is. Means he must be in the studio or something if he's not with the puppy. Let me see if she barks one more time. I do need, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go just because I want to go check on my puppy and see if she's okay, and because she's barking away and I want to make sure she's all right. But this is what I got for you for that basic face. I'm just gonna take some setting spray and lightly mist on top, and then this will dry and give me the same finish that it had before, but it's gonna lock it in. I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this Minute with Mary. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate whatsoever to reach out. My website is now back in action, minutewithmary.com, for all your skincare and makeup needs. And don't forget, we got that collagen that I would love for you to try out here in 2024 to see if it can help you with different skin and hair and nail issues that you have. You need more coffee. You thought this said cat skincare. Yes. Luckily, it is not cat skincare, even though, you know, some people need that for their cats too. All right. I will talk with you soon. Take care, and thanks.